Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a get ready with me. So we're starting off with a bare face. My lids are primed and I have some lotion on, but I have a bunch of stuff I want to try out. I got the new Urban Decay Wild West palette. I have the new Kosas. This is the Cloud Set powder. I'm so excited to try that. I have the new Pat McGrath highlighter that I wasn't thinking I was gonna buy, but I bought it anyway. And then I grabbed these two blush palettes that I picked up last year around the holidays. And I don't feel like I tested them out enough, so I have that. And I have the Sigma Studio collection that I want to play with. Those are brushes. And I also grabbed the Urban Decay foundation. I have tried this out in a video. You guys haven't seen that one yet because I haven't posted it. But I need to figure out if I like this foundation or not. And I also have some hair extensions that were sent to me from a brand, so I want to try those out. Looking like a snack right now. So without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, I'm so excited. So I always do my eyeshadow first, and so we're gonna use the palette first. And I have been watching videos on this palette. Looks like everyone's really enjoying this. The last Urban Decay palette I picked up was the Naked Honey, and I bought it years after it had launched because Teresa is Dead wouldn't stop raving about it, so she totally made me buy that palette. And honestly, I think I used it once, and I can see it from where I'm sitting. It's in my makeup collection in the Urban Decay section, but I haven't really touched it. But for some reason, I really wanted to get the Wild West palette and see if Urban Decay had done anything new. I feel like their Stone Vibes palette was kind of a renaissance of the brand, if I do say so myself. So I did go ahead and grab this. The packaging is very nice. It's got this beautiful like reptilian front, and then here are the shades. So the shades are pretty, you know, kind of standard, but I feel like with the shade Bud and Tex, we're kind of, you know, Urban Decay is like, let me throw some color in the Naked palette. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and swatch this first so I know what shades I'm like drawn to, because my first instinct is to try the blues, but I don't know. We'll see. And then the first three shades, I think most people were kind of complaining that they were kind of boring shades, and I do agree. But I feel like for the regular makeup consumer, if you don't put in like light shades like this, they're like, what do I put on my brow bone? And I'm like, you don't have to put an eyeshadow on your brow bone. Like, I don't know. Sometimes like I forget to do that. Actually, I forget to do that a lot of the times. And it's so funny because I used to be so good about putting a brow bone shade on. Anyway, these three shades that I think you can hardly see on my skin tone are Standoff, Spur, and then Nudie. And then I have some shimmer shades. I have Hold'em, Cowboy Rick, Laredo, and Bud. Bud does look really pretty. It's like a sea foam color. Okay, so there's those shades. I swear, I'm just so used to having such like vibrant metallics from like indie brands, because I just posted my video on the Nomad Cosmetics Shanghai palette. Like the metallics in that palette are so much more vibrant. Anytime I swatch like metallics from a mainstream brand, I'm like, okay, like sure, thanks. Anyway, now we're getting to the darker shades. I have Rustler, Ghost Town, and Whiskey. Ooh, that shade's so pretty. The shade Rustler is like a beautiful, look at my finger. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's like a deep, deep bronzy coppery color. And then I have Tex and Pony Up, which are the dark teal and then like a gray, like a cool tone color. So there are the swatches on my skin tone. I'll give you guys a second to take a good looky-see. I'm also wearing my denim shirt to go with the Wild Wild West theme. I wish I had a cowboy hat, but you know, I haven't acquired those possessions yet. Also, a lot of people in the town I live in love to wear cowboy boots, but they're actually really expensive, like real cowboy boots, so I don't own cowboy boots, but you never know, you never know. Anyway, my eyes are already prepped. I'm trying to think of what kind of color combo I want to do. Okay, so I'm grabbing the Sigma brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Ghost Town, which is a really pretty, like, mid-toned terracotta. And as per always, I'm going to put that in my crease. I used the NYX eyeshadow primer today, and I really like the NYX eyeshadow primer. It's this one. It really like helps the shadows like cling on, which I think is really nice for a drugstore eyeshadow primer. I don't know if you guys have been watching my channel for a long time, but I did not used to wear eyeshadow primer, and I don't know when it changed for me, but I don't know, all of a sudden I'm like, wait, eyeshadow primer changes up the game, and so now I wear eyeshadow primer, and that's the story. So because of the nature of this eyeshadow primer, it does tend to like really help the eyeshadow kind of cling on, but it does also make the blending process a little bit harder. But I think overall I like the result because it really makes the eyeshadows look very, very vibrant. Somebody actually suggested this eyeshadow primer to me, like back in the day. It was a subscriber suggested product, so I just want to say thank you to whoever that was. If they still watch me, you did me a solid. You did me a solid favor. That color looks amazing. I'm gonna do the brow bone highlight because like I said, I don't usually remember to, but since I'm sitting here, let me grab the shade Spur on this weird brush that I just grabbed. I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing me talk about my eyebrows, but I'm gonna try and grow them out. So we'll see. So you're gonna see some weird stuff happening because it's already growing there on my brow bone. There's like hair sparsely growing, and I think we're gonna go through a few really weird phases on my channel with my brow journey, but that's okay. That's okay. I've decided to let my brows live their best life, so say a little prayer for me to the makeup gods that they grow back evenly and stuff like that. But yeah, I like that. So now I'm gonna need a even deeper shade for the outer corner. So I'm gonna go into the shade Whiskey right here. I don't think it's that deep, but that's the best we've got. So I'm just gonna put that on the outer corner. This quality does feel really good, so I'm happy that people didn't just say this palette was good because they got it in the mail from Urban Decay. But I know Urban Decay has a pretty extensive PR list, so I do feel like there's a lot of videos on this palette. But I was curious for myself, and I mean, I started off wearing makeup with Urban Decay, and I feel like if you've been into makeup for a while, you know like how popular Urban Decay was back in the day, like in the early 2010s, like 2009 time frame. And now it feels like they really kind of lost their edge, but maybe there's a comeback in sight. So I'm gonna go really basic and use the shade Hold'em, which is like the pretty bronzy color. I'm gonna try it with my finger first. That's some nice pigmentation, and I'm gonna spray because I mean, very nice. Honestly, these neutrals feel like the Urban Decay I used to love. I remember the Naked Reloaded palette was so gross. I was so mad that I bought that palette. But this one feels opaque. It's blending nicely. It's neutral, okay? It's gonna probably be boring as heck for you guys that love color, but if you like neutrals and you like Urban Decay, I think I like this one better than the Honey palette. Like, I wish I could have gone back in time and not bought the Honey, because the formula on this feels a little bit more punchy than the Honey palette. So now I'm going to go into the shade Rustler, which is that beautiful copper, and I'm going to kind of put it down in the middle just so it blends into the dark shade called Whiskey that I put on my outer corner. I like how that helps like with the look. And I've been getting pretty brave and putting my shimmer shade like in my crease a little bit because I have very deep set eyes, and sometimes when I have my eyes open you can't really see most of the eyeshadow. So that's just been me kind of learning more about my eye shape and whatnot. So I do bring up my metallic shade into my crease, and I'm not really afraid to do that. I think it kind of evens out at the end, so it doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. So I think I bought the eye look as far as I can bring it without putting foundation on. So I'm going to clean up my under eyes and I will be right back to try out the Urban Decay foundation. Okay, so in the other video where I tried out this Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac foundation, I did use the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Dew Drops, and I don't know that this foundation plays really well with this, so I'm gonna skip this. But I have been wearing the Glow Recipe product on a daily basis when I do my makeup. I just want to see what this is like without it. I'm having a hard time deciding if I like this foundation or not, because typically I would like the idea of it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like the shade match is not my favorite or what it is. I was expecting it to be more like the Kosas tinted face oil, but it's pretty like thick in consistency, so I definitely need to wear it more to decide on how I really feel about this foundation. But I got the shade 51 medium, and it says 24-hour hydration. It's 1.1 fluid ounces, and yeah, it's a 12-month shelf life. So you guys know I really like the Stay Naked foundation, so I am hopeful that this is another hit from Urban Decay, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I haven't worn it enough to be able to tell you guys about it. It definitely looks very glowy. I've seen a lot of people that have done videos on this use their hands to apply. Not a big fan of applying foundations with my hands, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just using my favorite Real Techniques brush. But it's definitely very glowy. I don't know if it gives me enough coverage, to be honest. I can definitely see my skin peeking through. And I'm also just like, I feel like with it being as cold as it has been here, I just feel like my skin has definitely seen like better days. This side of my face is looking a little bumpy. There's a few bumps over here. I don't know. It's very dewy though. Like very dewy. So I think I'm not going to put too much product on because sometimes I make that mistake. And then I did grab this new brush to try out with my Kevyn Aucoin concealer. I actually purchased this myself from Sigma Beauty. This is the 3D HD Precision brush, and I like it because it has like this interesting taper, so it helps me like get right underneath my eyes. I also bought this one, but I feel like this one may have been a mistake. This is the Edge Precision, but I thought maybe if I ever wanted to try and wing something out or clean up a wing, this might come in handy. So I'm grabbing my Kevyn Aucoin concealer. I have the shade SX11. This concealer is actually on sale for President's Day weekend, or is it President's Day weekend? I don't even know. But it's on sale, so if you want to try it, now is the time. I personally really like it because it doesn't dry out my under eyes, and it really is so soft and like really like, I feel like it really absorbs into my skin, so it doesn't just sit there like a tough coat of concealer. I really like it for my under eyes, and it really like smooths out all over, so you really don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. As you can see, I have so much excess, I'm like putting it on my nose just to smooth it out so it doesn't get cakey. Okay, so I feel like I managed to blend that all over my face pretty well. This brush is really nice, so highly recommend if you are in the market for a more precise concealer brush. I have loved this Morphe brush. This is the M335 for a very long time, but as you can see, it's more of a dome, so it's great for like down here when I want to blend, but to get really close to my waterline is pretty much impossible, and I always end up like hitting my eyeshadow with it and stuff like that. So for that particular reason, I really like having that more precise edge. I remember when Sigma launched those brushes, I was like, who the heck is gonna use that weird shaped brush? I'm that person. So now I want to set my under eyes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna break into this beautiful package that Sigma sent me. So they launched these new brushes, and we have 4 of them. So the first one is the F85, and this is the Airbrush Kabuki. This is so nice. Oh my gosh, it's so soft. So this is for foundation to apply and blend, and it is $26. So you guys know I love buying makeup. Makeup is my favorite thing, and I'm so grateful to receive PR from Sigma, because honestly, this whole brush set is over $100, and for me to spend $100 on brushes is a lot of money that I would rather use to buy makeup. So I'm so grateful to you guys, to the brand, for sending me gorgeous brushes that I can play with. Now, if you guys remember, I received this brush, the Blend Kabuki F81, in the Warm Neutrals PR set they sent me when they relaunched the Warm Neutrals palette. As you can see, the 81 is a little bit smaller, and I actually love this for cream blush. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, if you have the F81, it's so perfect for cream blush, because it really feels like you're applying it almost with like a really nice dense finger. So I love this for blush, cream blush in particular, and I was actually on the Sigma website trying to hunt this brush down because I wanted to get a backup, because that's how much I love this. So this is the 85, which appears to be a little bit chubbier. I'm excited. I think I could use it for cream. Also would love to try it as a foundation brush. I've been really into using brushes for foundation recently, so who knows, I'm always changing things up. So the next brush they sent me is the F29. This is the HD bronzer. This is the most expensive brush in this collection. It's $31, and it says it's for bronzer or all over powder, which is exciting. This kind of looks like the Marc Jacobs bronzer brush that they used to have, except it's not as bulbous. I have the Marc Jacobs one over there. I can see it. So I'm excited. I think I would love to try this out for bronzer right now. So this one is really nice. And the next brush they sent me is the Tapered Cheek, and this is $22, and they say it's great for cheek color. So definitely going to be using that for my Clown Blush palette. And then this is the one that I'm excited for as well. This is the F67. This is a Skin Perfector. This is $28, and it says it softly blends cream or powder products. Great for under eyes, which is perfect for me because I have a new powder I want to try. This is the Kosas Cloud Set powder, and you guys know I am a sucker for Kosas. One of my favorite brands that I tried in 2020. And let me tell you guys a little bit about this powder. So this is the Cloud Set Baked Setting and Smoothing Talc-Free Vegan Powder from Kosas. It's $34. They have quite a few shades. I picked up the shade Pillowy, which is a sheer medium tan. And it says that it is a super soft sheer setting and smoothing powder baked with skincare that sweeps away shine, not glow, feels like nothing, but looks like everything. Coverage light, finish natural, and it's a pressed powder with bamboo stem extracts, whatever that means. Oh my god, I'm so excited! Okay, so we're gonna dip into it. Ooh, okay. And we're gonna sweep, sweep. This is so fun. I feel so bougie right now. I have designer size eye bags under my eyes, so I'm just using this brush to kind of smoothen the creasing. And I'm just gonna use it to set kind of like my whole face. So I will report on that combo as the day goes by, because I don't know, I just put it on my face. That was the first time. So let's go ahead and use the bronzer brush, and I'm gonna go into River, which is an oldie but a goodie. And I don't usually contour, I just kind of put bronzer on as like a blush almost, and then I put blush on because why not? This brush is so soft. Oh my gosh. So if you guys are looking for Sigma purchases, I would recommend, I have a code, and I love their eyeshadow palettes, but their brushes are also so nice. So if you are looking to invest in some brushes, I would highly recommend their eye brush sets. I've purchased a few of those myself with my own money. I would recommend that F81 brush. You guys know that one's a favorite of mine. I've been reaching for that every time I wear cream blush. So this, I'm feeling very glowy. I think I need to stop before I turn myself into an Oompa Loompa. Oh my god, I see pan. I see pan. I see pan. Ah! I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but there's a teeny bit of silver right there. Yes. Oh my god, I'm so excited. When I first tried this bronzer, I felt like this was a bronzer I could repurchase because it just works so well for me in the winter time. So these blushes are from an indie brand called Likely Makeup, and this is the first one they came out with. It's called the Clown Blush, and I've used them, but not enough, you know? Not enough to know too much. This is the Fairy Blush palette. Oh, I really feel like this orange shade needs to be on my cheeks. And if you guys pay attention to my community tab, I had asked you guys about the Weave blushes, like if you could pick one shade for me, which shade would you pick? And a lot of you voted for Sorbet, I believe. It's such a beautiful like corally shade, and I really want to buy it, but I decided to try and hold off. Honestly, I really don't need another blush because they ship international, and I don't know, they're kind of expensive. The conversion rate is high because I believe they're sold in British pounds. So I really just want to calm it down because I would rather spend that money on an eyeshadow palette, even though you guys know I love blush. So while I was talking about that, so I was combining the shade Contortion with the shade in this palette called Sunstition. Sorry if I butchered that. I thought those would mix really well together, and I believe they did. I'm going to destroy it by using a highlighter that probably won't match. This one does have quite a pink sheen, but I used this on my face yesterday for work, and I swear it definitely took on like a more golden vibe, because I had been talking to my friends about this highlighter and asking them what they thought, and they were like, oh yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Natasha Denona the Love collection highlighter. And I'm like, huh, I didn't see as much pink in this one as I did with the Natasha one. Maybe I'm just, you know, kind of missing it, because things can kind of take on the color of what it's being applied on too. It's showing up more of a golden shade on me. I really like this highlighter, but for the price point, I feel like I wouldn't encourage you guys to like run out and spend your money, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm gonna be kind of basic and do a blue lower lash line. I'm gonna go into the shade Threshold from Lethal. I love using these as liners now. I've pretty much stopped using my ColourPop pencils, which I'm sure they are not thrilled about, but these ones just stay and they look so nice and opaque in my lower lash line. So I really like this shade Threshold. If you guys ever get a chance to shop Lethal's website, I mean, their eyeshadows are really nice and stuff, but I feel like the gel liners are so unique. So highly recommend those. And now we're going to reach for the Urban Decay palette again. And I'm going to grab a little pencil brush. I'm going to go into the shade Text, which is that dark teal color. Why can I never do my lower lash line without opening my mouth like a fish? I feel like the best trick is to just try and talk through it, because otherwise my mouth's just going to be hanging open. I think I just did like eye bags. Oh well. And then I'm going to go into the shade Bud, which is like a beautiful teal. And I'm going to throw that in the inner corner. So I'm going to put mascara on. I'm going to finish on my brows. And I will be right back to show you guys the final look. Okay guys, so here is the final look. I did throw on a liquid lipstick. This is the one from Ofra. And it's in the shade Reimagine. So I will link the lip shade down in the description box if you guys are interested. I'm also wearing these earrings because I thought they would go so well with the Wild West theme, and my subscriber Leah sent me these, so thank you to Leah. Now if you guys are wondering, I am wearing hair extensions. These ones were sent to me by the brand Irresistibly Me, and I had mentioned them in my January haul, and a few of you had said that you would like to hear more about them. I said I would be featuring them in a video. This video is not sponsored by them. I was sent this product for free to try out and mention it to you guys if I liked it. So I've been just like chaotically busy the last week. In case you guys don't know, quick life update. My dad was here. He visited me last year, February 14th, 2020, and then the panoramic happened and he got stuck in Fargo for a whole year. So he just went back to our home country, and I feel like I've been in a whirlwind, just kind of taking back over a lot of the things that he used to do for me. So anyway, it's just been crazy and I haven't had the time to put these on, but these are the extensions, and oh my gosh, you guys. So let me tell you a quick little story about a hair journey that I was on when I was back in college. I have this beautiful friend, Trish. She used to love wearing hair extensions. So one day I was like, let me get on this hair extension train. I did not realize how expensive hair extensions were, but basically my experience with hair extensions was I went to Sally Beauty and I bought the hair extensions there, and it was so hard to color match and things like that. I could never imagine myself buying hair extensions online. But the cool thing about these ones is that they actually send you a sampler, so you can open the sampler and try it out, see how it works with your hair color. I have pretty much virgin hair at this point. I haven't dyed it in a long time, so I have pretty much like dark hair, but I have little pieces that are like leftover color, or I don't know if it's my natural hair color. None of it makes sense. I'm not a hair person. Okay, so just bear with me, but I was really nervous, but I think I actually did a really good job of matching myself, and they have like a very informative video where they show you the colors that you can choose from. So I'm actually wearing the hair extensions in the Royal Set in Natural Black. I think she sent me the ones that are 20-inch, so they go a little bit past my boob, and then these are 200 grams. So I specifically went with 200 grams because I have a lot of hair. So I have naturally thick hair, and I wanted to get 200 grams because sometimes I feel like my hair is so big, and then when I put in extensions, it kind of like tapers down so it doesn't look full. And oh my gosh, I have a ton of wefts with this, so that's really nice because I actually feel like I could have probably used a few less, but I wanted to put them all in my hair and see kind of how much volume I would get. So I love that. I can't wait to curl them and style them different ways. I feel like it all came back to me from back in the day of putting extensions in, because I haven't worn extensions in a long time. I do have two like faux ponytails that I bought from different brands that I sometimes wear in videos, but my hair's also been getting longer, so it's been nice to kind of experiment and stuff like that. I really want to have the patience to grow my hair out, but I'm just like a very impatient person. So every time it gets a little bit long, I end up chopping it off. So we'll see, we'll see. Maybe the extensions will provide the motivation. So I did look on there. These extensions are regularly $1.99, and I don't know if this is like a Valentine's sale or something special they're doing, but they're on sale right now for $139.30. And they did give me a link if you guys want to go check them out. I think it might be interesting for you guys. But the one thing that they wanted me to mention is that they actually have a 4-clip weft, and I'm actually wearing it kind of right in the center of my head. And I think this is really cool because it is a signature weft and you can actually purchase it separately, which I think is really nice, because if you want a boost of volume and length, this is going to be perfect for you, and it helps you get like a fuller head of hair, which I feel like a lot of brands are lacking. I remember the ones I wore in college, it only had like 3 clips, so I could put it like in the center of my head, or if I wanted volume kind of all throughout, I would have to put one over here and one over here, whereas the signature weft is so big that it spans most of the center of my head, which I think is really nice, and I can totally see myself putting it on and maybe doing like a high ponytail or something like that. So lots of experimenting to do in the future, but I'm very, very excited to continue playing with these, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about them. So I feel like when you are a YouTuber my size, you get reached out to by like the poopy teas, as Angie likes to call them, random like Amazon sellers that I really don't have the time to sort through, hair extensions, contact lenses, and things like that. But since I had seen a few other YouTubers that I follow work with Irresistibly Me, I figured I was in good hands. So yeah, I just wanted to mention, in case you guys are on the market for hair extensions, I feel like usually they are very pricey, and so far so good. I will keep you guys updated. So yeah, these were sent to me for free, but I feel like, I mean, it really works with my hair. It's giving me like a full head of hair, which, like I said, usually with extensions, I have so much hair that you'll see like my natural hair is like super full, and then you'll see just like 2 little strigs just of extension hanging. So far I'm really impressed, and I just want to say again, this video is not sponsored. They just sent me the extensions and said talk about them if you like. So I just wanted to mention, I know a lot of people wear extensions, and so yeah, just an option in case you guys are considering. So everything on my face, including the extensions, will be linked down in the description box. I feel like an infomercial right now, but I'm sorry, I just wanted to mention that to you guys. But let's talk about the stuff I tried out. So Sigma brushes, always a win. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to play with these even more, but I feel like they will very easily incorporate into my makeup routine. So I'm very excited. You guys know I love getting brushes because then I can rotate through them more. I finally washed my brushes. Oh my gosh, that was a nightmare of a day, but I 3 episodes of like Firefly Lane and I powered through it. Kosas, the powder, I will definitely have to keep you guys posted because it was my first time. The highlighter from Pat McGrath is super nice. I just don't know that it's different enough to warrant the purchase, but you guys know I kind of collect Pat McGrath, so I bought it. At least I bought it on Sephora though, so it came a lot faster than if I had bought it on the Pat McGrath website. So the one thing I'm still not sure about is this Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. I feel like I was so excited for this, but I don't know that I love the coverage, and I don't know if it's because it's winter time right now and my skin is so dry, and I feel like my Kosas Tinted Face Oil has been letting me down in the winter, so I saved that to use more in the summer, and I wonder if that means that this will probably work better on me in the summertime as well. I don't know, my skin's really weird. I will keep trying this. Let me know if you guys have picked this up or tried a sample. What are your thoughts? Because I feel like I'm just not sure that I love this. Okay, and last but certainly not least is the Wild West palette from Urban Decay. So I grabbed my original Urban Decay palette, and I think my best friend bought this for me as like a 21st birthday gift, I think. and I'm 32 now, so do the math. This palette is very, very old and very loved. It looks like I lost a pan here, but a lot of the eyeshadows I have hit pan on, and yeah, it's in a very sad state, but I did grab this from like my memory box to show you guys. I think what I really like about the Wild West palette, that even though Urban Decay did do the Naked Reloaded where they redid that original Naked palette, I feel like the shades in here are way more fun, way more reminiscent of the original, especially the shimmers. I think just remind me of that time using the original Naked palette. Obviously these two shades, they don't really meet that Naked theme, but I think they're fun additions. Beautiful, beautiful lower lash line with those two shades, and I can't wait to put Bud on my lid. It just feels so creamy and nice, so I'm very, very excited to continue playing with this. I also grabbed my Naked Honey palette because I had kind of mentioned in the video that this one wasn't really my favorite, so maybe I'll give it another chance. Actually, the neutrals look pretty good in there, but I think this one is my favorite from the three in front of me. So I will continue to test this out and keep you guys posted in my February rankings video. I also grabbed another palette that you can grab on sale. It was one of my favorite palettes that I tried in 2020, and this is the Amrezy palette with ABH. Now I feel like this is another perfect like pop of blue with a bunch of neutral shades kind of palette that's in the market right now. And this palette is so fun. I feel like it reminds me of like New Year's with the fun sparkly packaging and things like that. So I just wanted to mention that because I love to show you guys options of things you might already have in your collection, so you don't need the Naked palette. But I feel like if you like an everyday neutral look, you're gonna love this palette, and I'm very pleasantly surprised. I honestly kind of bought this palette thinking it wasn't gonna be very good, and I wanted to give you guys a review. Same as like the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette that I bought last year. I wasn't expecting to love it. I was hoping I would because of course I spent my money on it. But it's always fun when you are pleasantly surprised by a brand. So my conclusion on my first impressions of the Naked palette is that it's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So let me know if you guys were interested in the Wild West palette. Have you guys already picked it up? Were you waiting for this video? If you were, I think I can go ahead and give you guys the okay to purchase. I think it's a nice palette. Okay guys, so that is it for this video. Please go ahead and subscribe if you aren't subscribed to my channel. Tomorrow I have a very exciting video. We're playing with the new Beauty Bay palette. I actually took a poll on my Instagram stories to see which palette you guys would pick, and I thought the Urban Decay palette was gonna win for sure, but it didn't. Oh my gosh. So the Romance palette got 101 votes at the time I'm filming this, and the Naked palette only got 92 votes. I mean, I feel like that's still pretty close, so I decided I would do Urban Decay today and Beauty Bay tomorrow, so make sure you come back tomorrow to see what I think of the Beauty Bay palette. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Saturday, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye guys!